Welcome to a new day, a new day. Welcome to a new day. Wealthiest risings. Bismillah. Wealthy risings, rich risings, grand rising. First thing we're going to do is Surah Al Fatiha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please and thank you. Period. All right, we got Surah Al Fatiha. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, all praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, most compassionate, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with. We got Psalms 91. Psalms 91 says, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely he will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him and I will protect him. For he acknowledges my name. He will call on me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. I mean, the message today is now because explain this. I got my what is it? Allegra. I was going to say my algorithm. I got my Allegra today. We're gonna see if we can nip whatever that is in the bud early. Please and thank you for the magic words. Nah, because explain this. It's a beautiful day. Hey, thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Hey. Welcome, 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 everyone. Come on in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Come on in. Why? The only thing I got in my mind is I'm waiting for my computer to move to the channel. He said, chest out, chin up, fuck nigga. Period. Take how it resonates. Anyway, welcome to a new day, everyone. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Welcome to a new day, a fresh start, new energy, new opportunities. Whatever yesterday was, today is unwritten. Move with peace, move with confidence and purpose. May this day bring clarity to your mind, strength to your spirit, and blessings you didn't see coming. I mean, affirmations for today. I welcome this new day with peace and gratitude. Everything meant for me is finding me now. My mind is clear, focused, and protected. Grand Rising, beautiful. Have a great day and period. How you doing? See, feel the flight. Hi. I'm gonna come over there so that way I can make sure I see your name right. Anyway, welcome. I love you. Thank you for being here. I deserve love, happiness, and a genuine connection. And genuine connections. S. That's plural. Love it. Love it. Thank you. I am becoming stronger, wiser, and more confident every day. I release fear and trust the process of my life. Opportunities, abundance, and favor flow towards me naturally. Did y'all check in with y'all star player today? I.e. you. Make sure that you were feeling A-okay. Because if you didn't, now's the time. Make sure that how you feeling is how you're feeling. Opportunities, abundance, and favor flow towards me naturally. I release fear and trust the process of my life. I do not chase. What is aligned for me arrives with ease. It's like a little playful energy. I love that. Anyway, um, and you're not for everybody. Everybody not for you. Everything is not meant for you. And so sometimes we just have to know that. My energy is powerful, calm, and magnetic. I am guided, protected, and never alone. Today will bring me unexpected blessings and beautiful moments. I mean, I love that one. I have the power to change my story at any moment. I wonder if this means that I should do another affirmation book. Y'all know I got several affirmation books on Amazon, right? I wonder if I should do another one because lately I've been having some good affirmations, and I think I should get them all together in another collection and do another one because we need beauty and peace in the world. Yes, and fun and excitement. I have the power to change my story at any moment. I am worthy of the life I dream about. Do y'all know what the life is that you dream about? Because one thing is this, right? Um, Sometimes we haven't put, I want to use the word measure. I don't know why, but sometimes we haven't put measure on it. Like, what do you want? Did you reorder the screen? Did you say, this is what I want? Because remember what the future is? It's written or spoken, and anything that comes after that. And so, our affirmations are important, and us checking in with ourselves is important because a lot of people are always living in the past moments, and things of that nature. And mind you, the funny part about that is, it says, nah, because explain this. Cycles. We won't notice the cycle if we don't log it or catalog it. And so sometimes it's harder to break the cycle of living in the past because it is important for, what you speak into existence or what you write into existence. I am worthy of the life that I dream about. What is the life that you dream about? And it's funny because when we're kids, we can, manifest whatever it is going into the future because it's like wonders. We know that it's, we can have it because we haven't been struck down by person, place, or thing. And when you're a child, you manifest out of pure wonder for the world. When you're an adult, you just be thinking, well, I just want to do this or I just want to do that because it's like you almost kind of talk yourself out of the things that it could be possible for you to have. Why? Because of things that have happened previously. But it's okay to dream big. It's okay to want stuff or manifest things that are otherworldly and know that it's yours to have. I feel like sometimes we have to all realize that we shouldn't allow the world to detain us in the worst ways to where we automatically talk ourselves out of the best thing that could happen. My wall right here, because I also have manifestations around my house, and as y'all see, it's one right there. It says live the life you've, and then at the bottom it says imagined, right? Mind you, just a reminder. But what I was going to tell y'all was over here. It has imagine, dream, and inspire. And I did that like putting the words around is because sometimes we forget. And sometimes like I walk right by it not realizing like you put that there for a reason. You know how to bring things into fruition. And sometimes it's just being lighthearted, even in the midst of shit be happening, because shit is happening. But we still got to learn to not let that taint us in, the worst ways. And sometimes when you are actively protecting your energy or protecting your flow because, everybody ain't for you, everything ain't for you. How do you find joy? How do you find laughter? How do you find excitement? How do you bring things into fruition in the midst of? Sometimes we just have to laugh a little. Pamela Adams, welcome to a new day. Love you. Thank you for being here. I have the power to change my story at any moment. I am worthy of the life I dream about. Good things are unfolding for me right now. I choose peace over pressure and faith over fear. I mean, God, today, thank you for allowing me to see another day. Thank you for the breath in my body, the strength that keeps going, the lessons to continue to the lessons that continue to shape me. Today I ask for peace over my mind, protection over my spirit, and clarity over my path. Remove fear, confusion, and negativity from around me. Replace it with wisdom, confidence, and calm. Help me trust what I cannot yet see. Guide my steps towards the people, opportunities, and purpose meant for me. Let what is for me arrive with ease, and let what no longer belongs in my life fall away naturally. Protect my energy, my home, my loved ones, and my future. Give me strength when I feel tired, patience when I feel overwhelmed, and faith when I begin to doubt. Today, bring unexpected blessings, divine alignment, and moments that remind me I am not alone. I release control and trust your timing. I mean, for the collective, the energy right now is pushing people to wake up, let go, and stop forcing what no longer fits. People, places, and things. You already feel it. You already know. You've been getting that nudge. You've been getting that feeling. Your gut feeling, your intuition has been speaking very loudly. And you may just ask for another sign, just one more sign, God. One more way for me to know that, you're speaking to me. Give me that whatever it is you ask for. I've seen somebody say that she asked God to give her a sign to save her marriage. And so what she did was she said, God, if my marriage is to be saved, um, show me bananas. And that was very specific and it was kind of funny. But she said she was doing her grocery list and ordering food, and then somehow out of nowhere her husband came in and he added to the list, and what he added to the list was bananas and some other stuff. And so that was her sign. And it was just funny because going through that and seeing a couple other people, they said the exact same thing. Like, somebody asked, what was your defining moment when spirit gave you a sign, right? And I can remember the day that I was crying over something, right? And I can tell you what it was. It was my insurance, right? I was crying over my insurance because during this time I was in trucking, and one of the drivers had got into a couple different accidents and this, then a third, and it increased my insurance in a crazy way. And so what was happening was, when you go through trucking, you normally go through an insurance person. Like, you can call the company if you want to, but because once you do your DOT and all that other stuff, the people just start calling you. So I had I don't want to call them a collector, but it was a person that always handled my insurance from the very time that I got into insurance, right? And so they would shop my insurance for me. And so the lady, which was a beautiful, wonderful lady, she always worked double time for me, trying to figure it out because she knew it wasn't my fault. Anyway, so she was shopping my insurance at the time, and nobody wanted to give me insurance because my first 3 months in, no, it happened after that. My first year, it was within my year. My first year within trucking, I had already had a claim, right? And so it raises your insurance, and people don't want to give you insurance and shit. And so I was crying because she told me that they couldn't find anybody to bind my insurance with, and it was making me wonder, like, okay, does this mean that I'm not going to be able to be in trucking? And at this point in time, I was doing a lot, like really making a lot of money in trucking. So Anyway, long story short, I went in my closet, right? Because growing up, I don't know if y'all know anything about this, but growing up, I grew up Christian. So when you go in, you got to go in your closet, right? That's the place where you go. It's not for everybody to see your prayer. It is, a place of, just you and God. Casey, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Love you. Welcome to a new day. Um, and so you go in your closet, and this is your private time between you and God, right? And so I'm in there, and I'm just sitting on the floor, and I'm just crying, right? Because I don't know what I'm gonna do, because she's telling me they can't shop my insurance. That's gonna mess up my business. Like, because you can't be in trouble with no insurance. You gotta have insurance. Insurance is important. You ain't got no insurance, you ain't got no business. Okay, period, point blank. All right, so I'm crying. And I'm just praying to God, like, God, what should I do? Because if I'm not supposed to be here, then you're gonna make sure that I'm not here. But if I'm supposed to be here, please handle whatever it is that this is, please. Y'all, before I even got done praying, the phone was ringing. And this lady was on the phone telling me that they fixed whatever it was that was necessary and needed, and I got my insurance. So it's like those things. I can tell y'all a deeper, darker one, and not nothing to really tell nobody about. But one time I was doing something I didn't have no business. Um, I got hemmed up and pregnant by somebody, and mind you, somebody that I had a lot of fun with, but not nobody that I wanted to carry a baby for, right? Which I should have known better, because if you don't want to carry a baby for them, then why the fuck are you doing whatever you're doing? Anyway, long story short, it didn't go well. Fucked around, ended up pregnant. Person was trying to force me to have a baby. And at that time, I was young, and I had already had, kids, and didn't need no more, and damn sure didn't want none by this particular individual, although we had a good time. So anyway, long story short, I went to a place to handle it. And on the table, and I told y'all this before, on the table, as I was having a procedure, I felt my life leaving from me. And I mean, in a huge way, because as they're doing what they're doing, my life force seems like it was dissipating. And instantly on that table, I was praying. Mind you, I be thinking I can bargain with God sometimes, and I don't know why I think that. But this moment, I wasn't. I was trying to make sure that I stayed, but I wasn't. I wasn't playing. I was going to make sure that whatever I said to God at that moment, I was going to do, because I knew that it was going to cost me my life. And so, long story short, after I said that prayer and after I promised God I would never do that again, I felt the life come back into my body. And it's kind of hard to explain it to you, because you can tell the difference when your life is being taken at that moment in time. Mind you, that wasn't the only other time that, I bargained in this, that, and third. But either way, those be the moments. So what once felt comfortable may suddenly feel heavy or disconnected. That's not punishment, that's redirection. So in this season is teaching discernment over attachment. Because sometimes we think that we need this, that, or the third person, place, or thing. Like, I never thought that I would ever have to live without any of my best friends. I only had a certain, group of people that I ever really, kind of connected with in life. And I never thought that I would have to live without those people. I never even thought that I could. And then I had to. I'm actively having to live without two of the people that I thought would always be involved in my life. Well, God knew things that I didn't know about, the individuals. And that's not to say that I won't end up with, another best friend. That won't say that I won't end up with people that I connect with. It is just that I had to actively let those particular ones go. And look at me, I didn't die. I'm actively out here living every day, learning and meeting new people, every day via the internet. And eventually I'll meet new people in real life, and life will go on. But during the time, I never thought that I would have to. And that's the thing. And sometimes we think that we won't have to do something. And then life shows us differently. Peace over chaos. Sometimes not even realizing how much certain, situations, people, places, things that we love and that we think are beneficial for us or best for us bring so much chaos in the midst of. And that's crazy. Authenticity over performance. Like, it's a lot of, all the world is a stage, and people will act like they like you, they will act like they love you, they will act like they care for you, they will act like they will act and act. But have you ever imagined being around people that you don't have to act for? It's just that, Majestic Grace, I love you, thank you for being here, welcome to a new day. She said thriving, rising, period. People that you don't have to act for. You can just be you no matter what. You can wake up and just be you. If you're not having a good day, you can say, I'm not having a good day. And then they show up and they say thrive and rising and put some new energy into your spirit. Or they say, I love you too, right back to you, and they put some new energy into your spirit. Or they come into the room and they say grand rising. They come in with an entrance that is amazing and brings light to the situation. I don't have to perform for you. We can sit and just be quiet. It don't gotta be lights, camera, action all the time. We can just enjoy whatever it is that we're doing. We don't gotta put on for my city. We don't gotta, put on for the gram. We don't gotta put on for the net. Patience over control. Let people be who they're gonna be. Because guess what? If you wanna put on for, the gram, do that. It's not gonna bother me. Because guess what? I'm gonna do what I'm doing over here. And vice versa. If it want to be lights, camera, action, if that's what's in your spirit at that moment in time, that's what's in your spirit. When you love people, you willing to, go above and beyond for them. And sometimes it's just waiting. Not even waiting and holding your spirit. It's waiting and just, allowing them to do whatever you're doing and allowing yourself to do whatever you're doing. Like sometimes people feel like you want to rest, right? And then you feel like, no, I can't rest because I gotta do the dishes. I can't rest because I gotta clean the kitchen. It's a mess. Like, but your spirit is saying rest. You have to rest. And resting is good. Resting is okay. Trust the process. You could do that later. The dishes ain't gonna run, I promise you. The clothes ain't gonna run, I promise you. They're gonna be right there when you come back. And don't let nobody tell you that you lazy or that you this or that you that, because guess what? It has nothing to do with them. If they want it done faster, tell them to do it. Like the same hands that I got that's gonna wash the dishes, if you don't like it, do it. But right now my body is telling me to rest. I'm gonna eventually do it. And especially if you're a person who's always, up on it, and now your body is saying, connect with me. Your spirit is saying, connect with me. Lay down. I need you to, rest. I need to talk to you. Don't let nobody rush you into something. Don't let nobody bring you back down to levels that you've already leveled up from. And do not let nobody rush you no faster than what your spirit is willing to take you. And that's point blank, period. And I can tell y'all this because these are all the things that I have learned and I'm still learning even in the process. Because some days I catch myself when I already know this and people will say da 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 da, and then I find myself wanting to, and then I be remembering, like, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's up to you. Mind you, the beautiful part about me is I don't have children around. I don't have a spouse around or anybody else that's basically going to, kind of make me, for some reason, I want to use overt or make me go around my boundaries, at this point in time. I'm able to just, be in it. And so that's probably a benefit and a blessing for me, that and a luxury that I have that maybe a lot of people don't have also. So, do with that information what you will. But it's okay for you to rest. It's okay for you to be patient. It's okay for you to not to control everything. But somebody may be saying, oh, this person is a control freak. They like to control, control, control. No, only control what you can control, and everything else give it to God. I don't have to be right in a situation. I just have to know what is good for me and what's not. So some doors are closing because your spirit can't keep shrinking to fit into places you've already outgrown. The collective is being reminded that alignment feels calm, not confusing or draining or consistently painful. So you may notice these things: stronger intuition. For some reason, I wanted to say, because this is one thing that I have also experienced too. Have you ever met somebody or been around somebody, right? And you think a lot about this person. You think a lot, and I don't mean a lot about them like they're always on your mind. I mean like you have admiration or something for this person. So you create a pedestal, you put this person on, right? And you may even feel nervous and this, that, and a third. And then, and all that is great and it's beautiful and everything else. But I need to remind you, and for some reason, the word that I want to use is implore. I don't know where all these words are coming from, like a spelling bee or something. But for y'all to know that don't put nobody on a pedestal. Don't make nobody think that they're bigger than you. Like I get it. There are people that you can be fanned out, for somebody, right? But be mindful that whatever's happening ain't gonna happen if you don't exist in a situation too. So it's okay to, have your favorite person, but don't ever in life think that anybody is above you because you're here the same way they're here. They just may have had different opportunities that may just not have come across yet, but don't mean that, it's not for you or anything else. The point of this is, and me saying this is that, once upon a time I had a great admiration for a person, right? Because this person was smart, this person was kind, this person was, everything that I ever dreamed of in a man, right? So I always thought that this person was above and beyond. And that's the way I'm always going to think of the people that I love anyway. So just so y'all know, um, it's a double-edged sword is what I want to call it, or a flip of a coin, the other side of the coin, right? Because of course you want to think that about your loved ones and the people that you are around and everything else, but don't ever make them your God in a situation. And so that was one of the things that I had to learn because, like I always thought that if anything would be wrong, this person would always be there to fix it because that's the thing. But not realizing that I can speak things into existence. This person, would use me for certain things as well. But because again, it's vice versa, give and take. But then I realized, in the process of that relationship, I was making somebody more important than what they really should have been, or I was giving a person more credit than I should have. Because people are people and people will mess up. Does that mean we don't love them anymore? No, it does not mean that. It don't mean that I love you any less or anything else. It just means that I give you room to grow, room to mess up, room to be the person that you are. And see, that was the thing. It was almost like I wasn't giving this person room to mess up or room to be anything other than a superhero, like a god, like really. Because again, to me, and I know I be saying shit about men and this, that, and the third, but it's like my dad. My dad can't do no wrong to me. Like he can get on my nerves and everything else, but my dad can't do no wrong. My dad is getting older and everything else. And my dad, even when I found out, certain things, I said, like, my dad is my dad. That is the person that birthed me. That is the person that brought me here. Like, he is right up there with God to me because of the fact that, he brought me into this world. I love him, right? And for me, it's like when there are men in the world that are, it's like God and then the men. You know what I'm saying? Because when they're doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, it is a beauty in life when you have somebody that can take control of the tribe and bring, the people together and this, that, and a third. And regardless of whether or not he may have done it or didn't do it right, because the moms and everybody will say, well, he da 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 da, this, that, and the third. But to me, I see a strength in my dad that I don't, people grow up. And so I get that whatever he went through, and whatever my mom went through with him, and whatever, my sister's mom or my other sister's mom, because it's a lot of us. My dad will tell you he's a pimp, right? But there's a strength that you have to be, to even admit that you did any of that and still like continue to grow and change and just be a man that your daughter or anybody else can be proud of. And I'm very much proud of my dad and I love him. That's amazing. I never saw that in a man, but I believe in it. I have and like I said, my dad, he could have felt fallen short in so many different ways, but like I just remember the stuff that my dad did. And this is the thing, people fail to realize like when a person is in a place that maybe they shouldn't be, or they don't have growth, or the stuff that he learned, but for some reason, like I can just always remember my dad being a superhero. And that's the way I feel, even to this day. Like, Anthony Harmon is a superhero to me. Different women, every holiday. Yep, our fathers are most like the most high. My dad. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I don't know how to really explain it because even to this day, I know stuff that they done. They done went through and this, that, and the third. But again, it wasn't for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? His relationship with my mom is his relationship with my mom. It's like when you grow up and you start to realize like it didn't have nothing against me. You know what I'm saying? And I love my mom for the strength. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not about her. It's about men, period, right now. And so when I can see certain men and they can fall short in so many different ways, but I can still see the superhero in them. And I love that. And the fact that if I call my dad right today and I tell my dad, like, something going wrong, this, that, or the third, and I need to talk to him about something private, like I can talk to my dad about private shit. Like me and my sisters gonna be in the house when we all be together and we be talking. Like we could talk about anything with my dad. And so that's an amazing thing to be able to have that. Mind you, I told you I'm 50 years old. My dad is still act like I'm 12. So you know what I'm saying? He'll call. Are you okay? Like I just wanted to hear your voice. Things of that nature. But I don't know if he realizes like because I remember my dad teaching me how to skate. I remember my dad teaching me how to ride a bike. And for a long time, I'm not even gonna lie, for a long time, I kind of resented my mom for messing up the relationship and me not having my dad, and because I blamed her. And I don't know what happened. Mind you, this nigga out here running around talking about he like hoes and this, that, and the third. So again, you know what I'm saying? She could have got on her fucking nerves. But either way, long story short, my dad is a superhero. And so to me, any nigga that I get intertwined with, I look at them like the same exact thing. Like that nigga is a superhero to me. And it's kind of sad when, the relationship don't work and then now it's not a superhero because I have to realize that you try to damage my life. Like you literally try to fuck me up. And so with that being said, it's like, but I know there's more superheroes in the world. You see what I'm saying? So you know how they say that a girl's first love is her dad, but mind you, they always try to find, whatever they say to mimic. The boys find their mom, the women find their dad. Like to me, again, that means that I know there's another superhero in the world. Our fathers are most like the most high. Yep, my dad. Period. Some doors are closed because your spirit can't keep shrinking and fitting into places that you've already outgrown. The collective is being reminded that alignment feels calm, not confusing, draining, or consistently painful. So you may notice a stronger intuition, vivid dreams. I was having dreams last night that was so random and weird, and it had something to do with feet. And then I woke up. No matter of fact, it wasn't even feet; it was ankles. Like you know how I don't know if you ever like get in the shower and you take a shower because I took a shower last night, and then I be always using salt. Like I told the person the other day, so I always be using salt. So when I be taking a shower, and one of the last things that I do because I have the magnesium salt, and so one of the last things that I do after showering, washing with soap and all this other stuff, I take the soap and I always go over my body and I try to rub it until it dissolves. But then all I do is just back up and I don't wash that off. I just literally rinse it and get out, right? And so as I was rubbing down my legs, I was wanting to scrub my ankles, but for some reason in my dream, all I kept seeing was dirty ankles. And I don't like that because then I was also trying to figure out what was I dreaming about before because there was a person in my dreams. And I don't know why I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing I wake up in the morning at 3 o'clock is fucking Kevin Gates online in the bed with his wife. And then I just wrote a whole note and probably got on somebody's nerves. But either way, bitch. But I don't even know why I woke up. Like, literally, it was weird. I woke up, went to the bathroom, came back, and then got online, and it's the first thing I see. And I don't know why I just feel disgusted when I see people like full tongue porn on fucking Instagram. Like, it just, like, I don't mind you doing it, like, but why do we gotta see it? Like, why is that there? Like, and I don't know why it's not even the kissing aspect. It's just the nasty, like, it should be in your bedroom kissing. Like, why is the internet product of this? Like, or OnlyFans, shit, bitch. Get on OnlyFans, nigga. Like, I like OnlyFans, but something about it just made me frown my face up like, ew. Because, I don't care what people do in their bedroom, and you should be sticking your tongue all the way down a bitch's throat. Just not on Instagram, nigga. And who the fuck? I keep saying these people don't love this nigga because his PR team really fucking is shit. Because tell this nigga, bitch, be kind, be loving, but not disgusting. Like, if you're gonna make my face frown up, nigga, I'm fucking disgusted. And you should do that. Everything that you're doing, you should be doing just in the privacy of your shit. Otherwise, you're gonna have bitches like me on there talking. Cause nigga, what the fuck's wrong with you? Where's your mom at? Like, is your mom care that you online being a fucking porn star and shit? Like, and not on OnlyFans. You're out for the general public and the kids to see it, bitch. Anyway, y'all left them a nice long comment. Y'all should go read it. Distance from certain people, a desire for deeper meaning and truth. And I like Kevin Gates. He makes me laugh. So y'all know that's my favorite rapper when he ain't getting on my fucking nerves. Any other time I cuss his bitch ass out too, cause bitch, grow up. Cause really, I just think he on there he trolling his ex-wives. Like, you know what I mean? That's all he doing. And they probably don't care. They probably did what I did, frown my face up. Like, she don't, then that girl don't even realize she gonna be next, bitch. The same way he done them other hoes. And then somebody he said something about her being pregnant. Bitch, then you might as well count your days. Cause guess what? When that baby come and your bitch ass can't go everywhere you was going because you gotta watch them kids, bitch, count your days. It's gonna be another hoe coming. So just know you better keep that thing unfertilized as long as you can, because that's gonna be the downfall of your ass. And you can say, "Oh, I got my mom, this, that, and the third." Ain't gonna work out. I can almost promise you, because kids be fucking up shit. So you better keep that ass as fucking free of kids and seeds as you can. Either way, he gonna do something that he gonna do because it's Kevin Gates. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all expect it to be, whatever it is. And I love him for his ways. But either way, this shit is like makes me laugh. So anyway, you gotta have a Kevin Gates around in life because guess what? It brings the sparkle and the twinkle into your life. You get the laugh, and laughter is good for the soul. So right now, the message is protect your energy, move with intention, and stop doubting when your intuition already showed you what your intuition already showed you. And don't let temporary delays make you think that nothing is happening behind the scenes, because what is meant for you won't require you to abandon yourself to receive it. Point blank and period. What is meant for you is meant for you. And sometimes we be thinking things is meant for us, and mind you, that ain't what's meant for us. It be something else behind that thing. Anyway, I trust the direction of my life is moving. I trust the direction my life is moving in. I'm evolving into the version of myself I prayed for. Do y'all think that y'all have grown into something, or you're growing into something that you could be proud of? Like, from the time that you went from here to there, or the time that you went through whatever that glitch was, or the time that you got away from these people, or the time that you figured out that your family, or the time that you figured out that this job, like, are you proud of, yourself moving forward? Are you happy with your growth? Because I am. Like, even the things that I went through that were hard, even though, I'm going through something that's still hard, even right now. But guess what? I'm just letting go and letting God, going with the flow. Whatever is happening is just going to be the things that's happening. And I love the person that I'm growing into now that I see how everything is unfolding. You see what I'm saying? Like, we be crying and going through shit, but then when we realize, when we just let go and let God and give it to God, and we just, say whatever is going to happen, what shall be, shall be. Que sera, sera. And we stop trying to control everything and just let God do it. And then sometimes you lose stuff and you see that it ain't so bad that it's just not in the cards. It's just not aligned. You realize you can live without, this person, place, or thing. This morning I seen Judy and the brat was online, right? Yes, the process is rather uncomfortable. Someday yet I am more centered and at peace. Ain't that amazing, right? And I was watching after I seen his shit, I was happening to be scrolling, right? And Judy and the brat came across the screen. And apparently they have a new season coming up. I love them. Like, I love the way they are with each other. I love the fact that you can see growth even in them too. I don't know them personally, but I can see growth even in them, right? So, and I ended up getting things I didn't even. Oh yes, she said I ended up getting things I didn't even have before the glitch. Yes, I love that one definitely because I feel the same way. That is a blessing. So Judy and the brat came on after I seen Kevin and his girlfriend, right, or his wife, and so at first it started off real sad, like um Judy came in and she was real quiet, like, and she had this look on her face, and the brat was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Because it looked like something was clearly wrong. Like, I was trying to figure out what's wrong too. I thought she was going to say something to her, like about her health or something, because it looked real serious. And it was serious. So what she ended up saying was, she said, I need to talk to you about something. And the brat was like, what? What are you talking about? And tell me. And so she said that she was thinking that they may have to sell their house. Yes, I give it to God, and God is so good all the time. And she said, well, we're going to probably have to sell the house. And she said, well, the brat started crying. And Judy was telling her, she said, well, because the fact that, because whatever's happening in the economy is affecting everybody. Remember, I told you I'm starting to see celebrities like online, like, um, Thriving Rising. Oh, okay. And she said, she's been footing the bill for the company, the payroll and everything else, with their savings money. And she said, it's not, because Judy is the person that does the finances and pays the bills and everything else. And so she was saying that that would be the best bet, because before it turns into something that they have to, or before it turns into a detriment, she said she thinks that would be the best bet. And so, mind you, I was just watching Brat's response, right? And Brat was like, Brat said, after she stopped crying, and Judy said, you making me feel like a failure. And Brat said, I don't want you to feel like a failure. She said, because it's not that. She said, I know that you're going to make the best decision for us. Y'all. And even sitting in that moment, and the fact that she said what she said, I love Brat's response, like how she, told her, she said, whatever we got to do is what we got to do. Because for one, I done had, so much stuff, and then also, lost it and get something else and it be more. And, sometimes we, whatever's happening with the economy is affecting, everybody or whatever. But the thing is this, the people that are hustlers know that it don't matter what you lose. As long as you have your family, because what Brad said was, she was worried about little man and their son. And she said, Brad said, Judy said to her, she said, he wouldn't care if we was in one room. And that is so true, because, the little ones, we do go above and beyond for the little ones, because we should. but also not realizing how resilient they are. And it's great when they have a lot of stuff, but as long as they have the parents and the love is really all that matters, right? And so as they was doing their green screen and shit, and she was like, she said, Brat was sitting there, Brat said, whatever we gotta do, we just gonna be willing to do. And I can remember a time where and this is the third, fourth time maybe, because like I said, stuff is affecting everybody, and so people have what they have, or they don't have what they don't have, right? And so people are having to do what they need to do, to make sure that they can sustain or go through whatever. And I love the fact that it wasn't like she didn't blame her, or anything. She just said, okay in the process. And then when I went into the comments, it was the people in there. Now the people was, get ready to get on my nerves because somebody said, well, why don't she ask Brat to help this, then a third? You don't think that she's helping her family? You don't think that she would help her wife? You don't think that, and all on top of that, I seen Brat from the time that them people got together, because I like watching them. I seen how far they have come. And Judy has always had a bag and everything else, but I love how she has catered to her. I also love how Brat feels comfortable enough that even in the midst of her saying, this is happening, she still feels comfortable in letting her lead, because it's not her fault that the economy is doing what it's doing. It's not her fault that, everybody, so for the fact that she cried, the only thing that could have made it better for me if she had a hugged her, because, she needed a hug, I think. I like them too when they call each other beautiful. I know that's right. I'll be smiling and they be talking to me. And period. She definitely helping. That's what I'm saying. And so people be just saying shit like, don't nobody give a fuck what y'all talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? In real life, like, I know it's lights, camera, action, and everybody, all the world is a stage, and everybody gets to see, observe into other people's life, but y'all don't really know. Nobody knows the, full lowdown unless you live with them people. And even when you live with them people, you still don't know what's in somebody's, business or somebody's bedroom or any of that. You only get a glimpse into their life. And the fact of the matter is like, if you watch them, even how they are with each other, how they cater to each other, like, I love their love. And it's almost like certain things, because shit, when Brat be, having her attitude or whatever, shit, she'd be saying shit. So I don't even think like it's no act for them to be like, oh, this is what's happening. But anyway, long story short, it was there's stuff that's happening actively and collectively to everybody. And a lot of transitions and a lot of change. It's a beautiful thing when you have people, that have your back in the midst of it, but some of us go through all of those things by ourselves. And just know that if somebody of their stature, because Judy done made it back, is actively, going through something, and whether or not it means anything for anybody else, just know that the transition in life is affecting a lot of people. A lot of people. So just do with that information what you will, because I got more stuff, probably some videos to show y'all as well. Anyway, I'm no longer settling for confusion, inconsistency, or chaos. I attract genuine love, support, and understanding. Love definitely loves her. Girl, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, Katrina. Welcome. Love you. Thank you for being here. I definitely love them. And mind you, even if they go through stuff, like people go through stuff, and that's the thing, like, the long-term relationships, because not to say, whatever is going to happen with them is going to happen with them, and good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, if you love the people, you just stand by them anyway. So if they stay together, they don't stay together, they this, they that, I can tell that they had a genuine type situation, because I see how much she literally, even when, Brat was going through the legal stuff and owing money and this, that, and the third, and she didn't want the money from her, and just the way she, like, yo, they held each other down even in the midst of. So if anything does happen, like, because at one point in time, people were saying they was getting a divorce and this and the third, and from what I see, they said that was not even true. So I don't know, because they was trying to say all types of other, BS. But at the end of the day going in, and when you have a person that is genuinely on your team, or has been on your team like that, it teaches you, to love a little different, to be a little different. So even if, whatever happens, I know both of them will be forever changed by whatever that relationship was, because That was some genuine love up in that piece. I can tell that. Because they held it down. Anyway, abundance and opportunities are making their way to me now. I flow with life instead of fighting against it. I attract genuine love, support, and understanding. Every setback is preparing me for something greater. And that's one of the things that we have to realize. Like in the midst of us going through something, we be thinking, oh, woe is me. Not realizing that everything is going to work out, because everything always works out. And just think about the times when you went through something and then it worked out even better than you ever expected. And most people will have a story like that. I have not yet heard a person say, "Good morning, Mike. I love you. Thank you for being here." I have yet to hear a person say, it went from worse to it got worse to I got drugged down into the da 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 da. Like, and in the grand scheme of things, when people are on their journey and people are, actively, learning their journey, it got different. And for the most of the things, it may have gotten different, better. It may have gotten different, um, but there was always a learning period, a learning process. Ty, I'm loving how you speaking to the fam out loud, so I know to pick my phone up and when to speak. I'll be multitasking. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Well, hey, I'm trying today. I woke up with like I said, I woke up feeling good. I woke up and went straight to trolling niggas. So, anyway, playful, good energy. And, actually, because I went back to sleep. But anyway, I just feel good lately. My past couple of days, I've been feeling good lately. Anyway, I'm going to just say that. And like I said, not everything is doing what I wish for it to do. Because, I asked God to do it, but or it's not on my schedule, so on God's schedule. But for the most part, I'm healthy. I'm awake. I look good. I'm vibrant. What more could you ask for? Period. I woke up today. My energy is protected from negativity and manipulation. I am aligned with purpose, clarity, and divine timing. I choose faith even when I can't see the full picture yet. That's the other thing. Sometimes you just got to throw our hands up and say, God, whatever it's going to be, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. I trust God. I am worthy of the life, love, and peace I desire. So our message for Earth School today is because explain this, right? And so it's a lot that happens that's been happening and a lot that needs to be explained. Anyway, so how are people taught to follow the crowd, then punished for not thinking for themselves? How are we told to be ourselves while the world rewards mask and performance? We talked about that yesterday because remember I told you I woke up in a tizzy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, it was based on you told me to do this, be a good person, and then I'm looking at not good people rule the world. You told me to do this, and then I'm watching this happen. So as I was asleep last night, I learned something that remember we kept talking about the wealth transfer, and we talked about lineage and bloodline and inheritance. I found out something else that the Vatican has done. And everybody says that all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Rome. Rome has done so many things that I'm hoping and praying that Pope Leo is the man that God sent to correct the situations. Because do y'all know that even in the Sumerian tablets, right? And we talk about bloodline, we talk about inheritance, we talk about the wealth transfer and things of that nature. A lot of people are in situations that they shouldn't be. And why? Because of Rome. The arguments that are happening right now with Israel, the children of Israel, remember I told you, Israel is a people, not a place. The children of Israel. And so Israel arguing with Iran and everything else, but Israel should be arguing with Rome. The same way that everybody should be talking to Rome. Because Rome is the keeper of all the information. Rome is where the corruption came in. Remember I said at one point in time in history, it seems like everything just got corrupted all at the same time. Well, Rome is the beginning. So in the Sumerian tablets, it talks about bloodline history. And so this is also a part of y'all's bloodline and history and things of that nature. And so it says that the Philadelphia Library, I think is, y'all can Google it or something, but the Philadelphia something in Philadelphia, the archives or something, has the biggest collection of the Sumerian tablets. The Sumerian tablets show us from when the switch over came. But anyway, during the bloodline, the father was important, but the mother was the ranking and the basis was off of the mother. So if you had children claiming the same exact thing, it was based off the ranking of the mother. Now, why is it, and this is one thing that everybody can see, in the Bible, they barely mention the women that have the children. They say this person begat this person. They talk about the paternal lineage of it. And I don't know how many women they really actively speak of in the Bible, but why did Rome change that?
About the flood that keeps scholars returning to it.
I went to bed listening to.
It's what appears in the lines just
it's on YouTube.
A genealogy.
And it's called The Sumerian Records Reveal the Bloodline That Made the Gods Go to War, right? But mind you, remember when I talked about 432? Remember before the flood, the biblical flood that they wrote about, before that flood, they have the list of kings. And these kings reign for a certain period of time, which for some reason, when the flood came is when the age difference changed. There were people that were living for this long, and then all of a sudden they started living for Methuselah, Adam, all of their ages. But something happened to regress this system. Now listen to this.
Explicitly resolving this conflict. They show it being managed through territorial division, through assigned roles, through careful diplomatic language that acknowledges both brothers' authority in separate spheres. But divine law doesn't remain in the divine realm. It cascades downward, shaping human law because humans believe, or are taught to believe, that legitimate authority on earth must mirror legitimate authority in heaven. If divine succession works according to bloodline rules, human succession must work the same way. The Sumerian king list demonstrates this in its very structure. It doesn't just name kings. It often names their parents, especially their mothers. Gilgamesh, whose father was Lillephantum, a high priest of Kulaba, the divine Gilgamesh ruled for 126 years. The phrasing is precise. Father was human, but Gilgamesh himself is called divine because his mother, Ninsun, was a goddess. Ninsun appears in multiple texts as daughter of Anu-Aduras, making her fully divine. Her marriage to Lugalbanda, a king already designated divine in the king list, produces Gilgamesh. The texts go to great lengths to establish that Gilgamesh is 2/3 divine, 1/3 human. The fraction is mathematically impossible if we're talking about simple genetic inheritance. One divine parent and one human parent produce a half-divine child, not 2/3. But the fraction makes sense if divine rank isn't purely genetic, if it's legal, if what matters is whose daughter your mother is. Lugalbanda himself was apparently semi-divine, perhaps the son of a god and a human, making him half-divine. Lugalbanda marries Ninsun, Luli, their son Gilgamesh, can claim divine status through his mother's bloodline, which carries more weight than his father's, pushing his divine fraction higher, even if we can't make the mathematics work literally.
Now, where this is important into 2026 is your government is talking about Gilgamesh. Now, I don't know if any of y'all watch, and I don't watch her, but I literally watched Jasmine Crockett. One of her clips came up, and she was talking about that the government, our government, was absolutely looking for Gilgamesh. And that's also part of why some of this shit is happening right now. Now, she worked there, and she's an attorney, so she ain't just gonna be out here saying shit. So the thing is this: if the Sumerian tablets tell you that the ranking, if your mother's blood, but mind you, as they corrupted stuff, because all roads point to Rome, as they were corrupting things, they started to now manipulate and take things out. They let you know that the woman was not important, but the woman was clearly important because your ranking changed based off who your mother is. Your mother's mother. Your mother's mother's mother. So, if they, and I told you these people are obsessed with genealogy, because remember, a wealth transfer, they know that wealth is being placed in this, that, and the third. And if y'all believe in God, and y'all just said y'all believe in God and God is good, there's stuff that's happening behind the scenes that y'all can't even fathom. Why? Because it's in a museum somewhere and they're actively trying to act like this wasn't part of history. But mind you, it's actual factual, a part of human history, and they're acting as if it's not. But mind you, they're effectively searching for this bloodline. So ask yourself, why is it important? Why are they trying to trace shit? And why are they trying to now cover up? Because guess what they just got? NDAs. So why are they actively trying to cover up everything that they find and everything that they're doing? Because they want to know who's the bloodline. And mind you, I'm watching stuff where it's saying that certain parts of the government use 23andMe and da 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 da. Like, why are y'all doing that? Mind you, I also have seen stuff where they're saying, remember we just talked about this the other day, and I told y'all, every time I get off this platform with y'all, we just have a what if moment, all of a sudden it gets dropped in my lap. Somebody was using blood and things of that nature that didn't belong to them to try to do some stuff. But mind you, they tell you that all of this shit is fake. All roads lead to Rome. So hopefully that man that's sitting there does what God really is intending for him to do, because it seems like even with the apology, he seems like he's on the course of correcting some things. And I pray that that's the case, because although these people over here think they got the keys, I don't think they realize how major the Vatican and Rome, how embedded, like if they say something, shit about to change. And I don't care what these people over here say. And I don't think they realize it. But then last night my dreams did something else strange, because y'all all talking about, Anunnaki and this, that, and the third, and everybody's talking about the people, because there's a lot of people talking about how they're seeing stuff in the stars and this, that, and the third, like there's already ships and stuff already around. I think y'all missed a whole very vital situation that happened. The Jubilee. Remember the Jubilee? And remember the door that they didn't open for 50 years? But yet it was clean as fuck, and it was beings in there that I know y'all seen them because I seen them. Y'all don't remember that? He is literally the Black Pope via bloodline. Well, also, I think they've been looking for some shit, but I also think they've been hiding. So y'all may be thinking that the Anunnaki is, it's ships, but Rome is already hiding a big ass door with some people that's over there living that ain't us. Like, why do stuff be in people's, like, it be right in people's vision, but then they actively act like they can't see it? There's already a vault over there, a door over there with people that are not us, that is living already on earth. And then they turned it into some big grand ceremony. But mind you, they were showing you already, because why is the fucking door locked for 50 years? Why is there niggas that's over there that I'm seeing this nigga stand right here? Why ain't nobody seeing that? The nigga that opened the door didn't even have no fucking ears. Like, why ain't nobody seeing that? So actively, they're telling you that there's already a community of something that ain't us that's living at the Vatican. Ain't that what that mean? I mean, because correct me if I'm fucking wrong. The door ain't been open in 50 years, but this nigga's over here. Mind you, them floors is fucking marble as fuck. So make it make sense. It's already a culture and community already living. And they just we don't go disturb them and tell us a Jubilee year. Mind you, just so y'all know, if the Ethiopian Bible is correct, then that also means that if we just had a Jubilee year, when they had a Jubilee year, when 2023 is what they just showed, or 2024, I gotta send you a link. I saw a notification last night that says something about 23andMe and Ancestry.com was to find alien bloodline. I already seen it. But I don't think they know where they looking at, because it's right at the Vatican. Like, everybody, y'all just had a great grand ceremony. Y'all don't remember that? So who the hell is them people that's in there, and where does that lead to? And mind you, like I said, the Vatican is in control of a whole lot of shit. These Sumerian tablets ain't new. They already know who's who. I've been trying to tell y'all this whole entire time. They already know. Like, it's a nigga actively arguing with me right now online because they're trying to tell me Ethiopia ain't Africa, or no, they said Egypt ain't Africa. I get it. I know there's an Egypt in America. There's two of them, one in Alabama, one in New York. But also, I think people don't even realize that the connection underground and the connection, above ground, like all of these places were one place at one time. And you keep wanting to argue me, and that's what I told them yesterday, because they got 9,000 people coming for me talking about something. No. I said, y'all will get it one day. Because they arguing with me about something that I ain't arguing with them about. What I'm arguing with them about, or what I'm not really actively saying, and I said one day y'all get it, is because as long as you keep trying to argue with me about whether or not I'm a copper-colored individual, or if I'm an African individual, or if I'm a Ethiopian individual, or whatever color black, Indian black, woo Indian, green dot, red dot Indian. If you keep arguing with me about that, we're never ever going to get to where we need to be. Y'all arguing about the wrong shit. Janet, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let me go over here because I hate reading from over there, y'all. Let me go over here and see what y'all said. But at the end of the day, we have to get past the colors of who's who, what's what, da 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 da. Because guess what? If we're arguing based off of books, and this is another thing that I have to tell y'all, because I noticed that a guy that is doing the collection from Spain or from Rome, right? Because he keeps saying, and I'm telling you how, I'm gonna tell you where I found the book, right? So I'm gonna show y'all how this is full of crap, and this is why you shouldn't argue with nobody about none of this shit, because they're never gonna know. She said, I remember. He is literally the Black Pope. I remember. Yep, right. What? Yep. I gotta send you the link. I already seen that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. My girl over in Arizona, my niece have seen sightings. Yes, they're saying, like, a lot of people, even people in cities, because it was this lady the other day, she was shooketh. Like, she's saying, y'all don't realize, like, they already lining up. Well, I don't give a fuck, because you can line your ass up the whole entire time. I don't care, because you seem like it's gonna be the same as to me. So we do know that they could do projections. So this is the thing. Let's be mindful that they could do, what's those, what are they called? project something somewhere. Remember they did that. Use a projector and create something. We also know that they got drones and shit like that. So the only way I'm gonna believe any extraterrestrial any fucking thing around this bitch is if they help humanity become better. If they get down here and they start doing helping them, I'm not fucking with it. It's gonna be some shit that they did, and that's how I'm gonna know. Y'all figure out how y'all gonna know, but unless they help humanity and get them people up out of here, I'm not listening to nothing they can say. Rome right now is the people who I need Rome to realize, come get y'all people from every place that y'all place them in, because people fail to realize the movement around here, because the man is arguing about African black, like looking at Nigerian. Great, right? That's a beautiful thing. But you know what? Me and my complexion, my mother and my mom's complexion, my mom's probably the same color as me. My mom's mom is lighter than me, both of us, right? My daughter is damn near halfway looking white, right? Like shades and shades. My granddaughter, same. Another like literally, but my grandfather was from Georgia, what they said, but also that could mean nothing, because remember when they started moving people around, they were sending people, they sent whatever one set of people from here, but then they also sent people from here. People ran into Mexico, people ran into Liberia, like our people from over here ran into everywhere, right? And I keep telling y'all, just like I said to my son, I said, whatever happened with the 13 colonies, I'm from Delaware. So whatever happened up in there and from Rome, because Rome was talking to the 13 colonies. Remember, this is how the United States got involved. So Rome and whoever the Moors was, the people or whoever they was that they was talking to, because I find it rather strange that when my dad and my uncle and them are talking, they say that name, like when they say something about, and then that name showed up in history, like as I started looking up stuff, right? Anyway, long story short, Rome got all the information. Rome got all the stuff that we could potentially need, because Rome was the one sending people out to claim stuff and bring it back and to lock it down and to lock it up. But Rome is also the place where y'all having jubilees at, with entities and things of that nature that don't look like that man, that the Pope before this one, look at his face when he went into that door. He did not want to go in there. He was afraid. Why? All right, so let me show y'all something else. Y'all gotta be mindful. This is why you don't argue with nobody in history about time, because it's all corrupted. They got timelines that they want you to be stuck on, and don't nobody need to be stuck on their timeline. So this book right here will tell you an illustrated guide to the lost symbol. It was written in, what year was this book written? Washington Monument, 2006, somewhere around there. Anyway, so long story short, if I was to go look up and research something, and I was to get online and I was to say that, well, the grounds at the U.S. Washington Monument, the land that the White House is on, is stolen land, just in case y'all don't know, right? But according to this book, there is some man, and I hope I can find it, because we already did this before, but I just want y'all to know that this is how stuff like this is playing out. There's a white man in here that they're going to say was the owner of the land, right? Because this book is written from a certain point in history. And so by all accounts, if I was to get online and I was to do a little segment and say the White House was built by such and such and such and such, and during whatever year, the first plaque that they put there, and I did it by this book, I wouldn't be lying based off of this book. But the thing is, who wrote the book? Let's see. It says simonschuster.com, an illustrated guide to the lost symbol, edited by John Weber, contributing editors Patrick Hughie and Michael Barber. It's from Pocket Books. The Mysteries, written by Hidden in Plain Sight. Speculating Masonry by Jasper Riley. King Nimrod, and the first and most excellent master. Sufi origins. Mind you, that's Muslim people, just so you know. So they got a couple different things in here. But anyway, the thing is that this book will say that rich in world history and political power, veiled in secrecy, and rife with rituals and arcane symbols, from art and architecture to images that adorn our currency, the Freemasons. Mind you, when they're saying like Egypt being in America, and they could potentially not be wrong. The reason why, and they're not wrong, because Egypt is in America. Egypt is in America based off the fact that Egypt shows up in America, right? But mind you, Egyptian stuff that is in America, on American soil, right? But mind you, if all the lands were connected and they changed the maps, and we know for a fact they changed the maps, right? So whatever they're changing the maps now, they're changing history now, because at this point they're trying to write out of history that whatever happened on the June 6th, they're trying to write that out of history because they don't want nobody knowing that this nigga did whatever he fucking did. Anyway, long story short, there's a guy that I showed y'all one time, and I said it was he's doing history from Spain, right? And so he went and found a book, and he said this is the books that I incited. But what it made me think was, and he could be right, all intents purposes, but it made me think that, see, they keep using your own fucking people to make shit look bad, because he's saying that the Romans, that the black Roman, there was a man that was a black Roman pagan, and he got people was sending them to, where is this shit at? I hope I saved it. I might not have. He was sending them to the, what you call them things? Oh, y'all look at this. Have you ever seen this map from 1587? It's a 1587 map, and it has all these different. It's quite crazy. This guy right here, I like him because I gotta turn this down. These maps right here keep showing up in places in history and things of that nature, but they look weird because our area is here. Look, our area is here. There's other stuff outside of the areas, and this is the old map, like, which is kind of strange because let me see if it'll let me zoom in. There is mermaids on the map. There is different stuff that was showing up, because also in old Bibles, they talk about vampires, mermaids, and a bunch of other stuff that people will actively say, oh, this is not da 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 da, but it's showing up in old Bibles. And so, just so y'all know, there's old maps also in some of the Bibles, which is also kind of strange because, you know. But anyway, long story short, the man is speaking, and he's telling us. Oh, I need y'all to hear this too, because for some reason there's a thing that's happening, and you know, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but it got something to do with something. Anyway, so he's telling you the history of something. Oh, y'all, this is another thing. So there's a 900-year-old French church artwork that shows Eden's forbidden fruit. Guess what it was? A freaking mushroom, a magic mushroom. So a 900-year-old French church artwork shows Eden's forbidden fruit as a giant mushroom. So do that information what you will. Anyway, the young boy that's having the conversation, he's telling you about stuff that's from the Roman Empire and this, that, and the third, and they're actively saying, oh, it was a black man, he was a pagan, da 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 da. And so, although he's telling history, it's making me wonder whose history is he telling? Is he telling a history like this because he's citing the books where he's getting the information from? But remember, I told y'all before, I don't care who wrote no book. The reason why I don't care who wrote no book is because of this. Anybody can write a fucking book. I can write a book that don't make me right, and then somebody cites the book later on, and then somebody says, well, oh, this is da-da-da-da. So we have to have some discernment, because guess what? This book is going to tell you that the land at the White House was owned by some white man, but guess what? It wasn't. It was owned by indigenous people that were there for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years before these people came along. Mind you, the White House out here, you know, actively trying to take your shit and this, that, and third, but they're not paying rent, mortgage, nothing on land that wasn't theirs. They just came over here and decided that, hey, I want to take that and I want to use it. And now somebody's writing into history, and so are they, because this is what they're saying, is that this dude, whoever the man's name is, But mind you, what they're also not going to tell you is this. They tell you that you shouldn't use astrology and this, that, and the third and everything, but mind you, they using astrology even when they're putting the first stone in place. Like, y'all don't realize a lot of these things are being held by magic. And I know that that's also a thing that y'all don't really like knowing and seeing, but guess what? Go look up what's in the Vatican. Go look up why they're taking this, that, and the third. Go look up Egyptian history, spell casting, and things of that nature. Mind you, it's the power of life and death is in the tongue. The future. The future, everybody will say, oh, it's something that hasn't happened yet. You know why? The future is anything written or spoken. Go look up the definition. And then hold true to the definition, written or spoken. If you speak it into existence, you speak it, it's the future. If you anything that happens after that, but it's written or spoken. So it's not even what you think. Mind you, even the wordplay, the verbiage that they use was intentional. Everything these people have been doing has been intentional. Just like I told y'all before, that the lady that's over there in New York, she need to go. The one that's in the middle of the water, she need to go. Cause why the fuck is she over here? It don't belong here. Another spell casting moment. The stuff that they're using and the stuff. Look at this. This ain't theirs. This is not theirs. And if it belongs to the land and it's indigenous to the land, then that should tell you. Cause look at it. That don't belong to them. They didn't build that. So a person made a good point. If you believe in the Bible and everything, right, and God told the children of Israel that that obelisk, yes, that obelisk is not theirs. That obelisk don't belong to them. That obelisk was imported. And mind you, look, the children of Israel was promised land that wasn't theirs, right? That they didn't have to build nothing on or anything. They was just supposed to go into the land and it was to be theirs. And so why do y'all think that a lot of the buildings and things, y'all notice that they've been trying to destroy evidence from history this whole entire time? The monument shape comes from ancient Egyptian obelisks. Obelisks were originally built in Egypt thousands of years ago and often connected to the sun god Ra. Why would the United States government put that there? They were usually carved from a single piece of stone and placed at temple entrances. Why would the White House put that there? During the 17 and 1800s, Europe and America became fascinated with Egyptian architecture and symbolism. After events like Napoleon's Egyptian campaign, obelisks started appearing in Western cities as memorials and monuments. Yeah, they know because they fucking got the stuff. All roads point to Rome. Like, it's right in your face. The Washington Monument was designed in 1440 by architect Robert Mills in honor of George Washington, with a structure meant to symbolize strength, permanence, and admiration. Construction began 1848, paused for years because of funding issues and the American Civil War, and was completed in 1884. Or was it brought in on a ship? Because you know what they keep doing in history? They keep putting stuff up, shelving it, waiting until people don't, ain't around. They can't remember. And then all of a sudden they bring it the fuck back out. Ancient Egypt didn't need no help. Ancient Egypt was better than we are. Their stuff they still can't decipher, and there's an equipment, if that's what you want to call it, technology. They had better technology than us. So what the fuck you mean? They don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to think anything past what the hell they tell you. Mind you, I just said that up here. That was one of the first things I said. I mean, at some point in time, we have to remember they want us to start from their history. And we don't need to start from their history. That's why they keep saying, how many times has the earth been reset? Well, right now this is the most you've ever been alive, awake, aware, or anything else. Why the hell would you want it reset from this point in time? So if there's any ancient evidence or ancient aliens or anybody that's going to, have anything to say about it, I need y'all to fix it and fix it now. Get them people and get them right now because we don't want them here. The same way they acting like they don't want us here, but mind you, this is our land. We don't want them here. How are people taught to follow the crowd, then punished for not thinking for themselves? How? They want you to follow the crowd. Then punished for not thinking for yourself. But you should be thinking for yourself. You see what I'm saying? You see how things just be going like, but we not doing that. Back engineering ancient tech and lying about it. I'm trying to tell you, but people acting like they don't really know. They'll act like I'm wrong for saying it though. Mind you, this is what they're doing. The internet ain't new. Remember, they just told y'all that. They just told you, oh, this is the second internet. Well, where did they get the technology from? And when was the first one available? You see what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you nothing that they not telling you in your face. They just don't want you to think about it. So I told you I like that they make things make sense. We have to make it make sense. So if you tell me some shit, we're gonna have to make it make sense. Okay, so what does that mean? You mean to tell me it's this? Just like I'm telling y'all. The Vatican knows more than what the hell they saying because they just had a Jubilee year. But mind you, the Ethiopian Bible, their date is 19. That means there's a Jubilee, a real Jubilee about to come up. But the Vatican had a Jubilee on time that was changed. Because if you go back in time, the time was changed. So the Vatican had their Jubilee based off of their knowledge and information. Ethiopia will be having a Jubilee soon because Ethiopia is still on a different timeline than we are because it is 2019 in Ethiopia, which means that in 2024, or no, based off of what they're saying, there should be, yeah, exactly, the real timeline. So they should be having a Jubilee coming up, which almost for some reason I feel like it's in 2020, but also there was with a lot of bullshit happened to us in 2020. You see what I'm saying? So something ain't right, but mind you, if it ain't right, it's because all roads point to Rome. And mind you, they just played in everybody's face because they said, "Oh, it's a Jubilee," which also reminded me of y'all. Remember when I told y'all about the crystal stone or the dark stone, whatever that little kid's thing was, dark crystal. And remember, I told you there was some birds or something, some hawks or whatever. They showed up. There was one entity that was over the whole entire people. And then what they did was they showed up and they gave her astrology and the stars for her to be able to go through the stars. And so while she was doing that, the birds or whatever they call them, the name, they were watching over her people. But the whole entire time they were stealing from the people. And then they was trying to figure out how to steal more from the people. That is what reminded me of the thing about the Vatican. So the Vatican is showing you the Pope and this, that, and the third. But meanwhile, when they said, oh, we got to go bust this door open, it's been sealed for 50 years, door clean as fuck, the inside is clean as fuck, and the people in there don't look like people. And like I said, if you go replay that, watch that man's face. He was afraid of whatever was in there. But mind you, that's already on earth. That's already in existence. It's already in a building. Mind you, they pulled off the biggest fucking deception in the world when you was able to now create Vatican City and it be in Rome, but still you just was able to pull yourself away and be isolated So where they have their own laws. Nobody can touch them. Make it make sense. There's a bank. I told y'all about the banking system. Nobody can touch them. They have diplomatic immunity from anybody, any fucking where. How, Sway? If anyone hasn't seen The Dark Circle, I definitely suggest that they go watch it. And period. The one they had was meant to look like Jubilee is nothing. I'm trying to tell you, because then what they do is they put the shit in our face and then they celebrate what's real. Because I told y'all, as long as we're out of covenant, which is our agreement, our contract, as long as we're out of our contract, we are out of covenant. That's your contract. And so as long as they can keep us off contract with God, the one and only true God, and not this shit that they trying to give us, they're doing it intentionally. It's like when y'all know the story, it's like this. Remember when Satan went to God and asked him, could he touch Job? And God said, you can do this, 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 and this. You can deceive the people. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. And then meanwhile, so that's us right now. Out of covenant. And so when you want to get back in the covenant, because we're all trying to actively do what we're supposed to do, but everybody's tired of being deceived because of the fact that, this, but mind you, they're showing us right in our face. They literally said, we about to open this door that ain't been opened in 50 years. But mind you, somebody opened that door. This door been sealed. Like, y'all don't gotta believe me, go look the shit up. Like, that's what they said. This door been sealed since 1902 or whatever the fuck they said. It only gets open every 50 years. But mind you, there's a whole group of people living in there. They not like us. Them people ain't people. So it's just that people don't think about it. They be like, oh, this is showing us. Mind you, like, I know something wasn't right when the fucking, this Pope right here, God be doing stuff and people don't even realize how, like, God be using the people that's there, because sometimes I don't even think they know. But if y'all can remember, just recently, the new Pope is having symphonies and shit, like rappers and all types of stuff. Two New York brothers, I forgot what their name was. My neighbor likes them, and he had showed me the video. The Pope brought these young guys over there on that land to play music, and they had the vibe, like they was rocking. Y'all, what is God? Frequency. What is this universe? Frequency. And whether or not we know it or not, it was some portals and shit being open on them days. Like, we gotta watch. The Pope just had a laser show. Do y'all think any of this shit is like a coincidence? Even if he don't know what he's doing, he's being led. And it's gonna come to show that whatever that frequency is opened up something, because frequency is portals. Like, that shit was like, it felt, if you ain't seen it, go look at it. It's going to literally tune your body up. Like, just listen. And just imagine, it's on top of all types of magical ass stuff. The Vatican is holding magic. Even if you don't want to believe it or want to listen to it, go look up ancient Egypt. Go look at stuff that the Vatican do. Like I told you, the Jesuits, like them boys. And although I don't like the fact that, they just be doing other stuff, I like the fact that they be doing shit, because I like when, people come together and they be organized and doing shit, even if they, shouldn't be doing. Because they shouldn't be doing some of the shit they be doing. But the Jesuits show up, your ass is grass. And I don't want no problem with them people, but I don't, like, give me what I'm supposed to have. Like I said, you're not authorized to, take my free will or do anything else. I'm, a sovereign entity. So stop trying to restrict me. And whatever is mine that belongs to me, I want it. From your from your situation, I want it. If it's mine, I want it. Give it to me. You don't have my permission to hold on to it. If I gave you permission, it is now revoked. And thank you for holding on to it. But I'm here now. Welcome to the world. Thank you for, being the keeper of whatever. But I can keep my own stuff right now. I don't need you to hold nothing that belongs to me. Send it on back. And thank you for your due diligence. Anyway, Earth School lesson today. Not everybody is meant to understand your path. Growth will separate you from people who only know the old version of you. Discernment is necessary because everything that looks good is in alignment. Your intuition speaks before reality confirms it. Stop ignoring what your spirit is already picking up on just to, just for other people that can't see it yet. The collective is learning. Protect your energy. Question everything. Stop forcing what keeps resisting. Pay attention to patterns. Trust your inner knowing. Now, I just said that stop ignoring what your spirit already picked up just because other people can't see it yet, right? Now, this is a thing. Y'all listen to this. And I'm going to turn all this shit off because it's funny that yesterday I did this thing. Nobody hears it. Then some people started hearing it. And then other people, nobody hears it. But I know what the fuck I heard. And I'll be hearing shit even in music. I told you, music will play and I'll hear something else other than what is being said. And I don't know why I got that, but it be happening. So this is what happened yesterday. Yeah. Why you gotta give him a black name? Cause he's black. Why his feet so wide? Turn him around that way. See his little afro? Yeah. Come on, Ladarius, let me hold you. Hey, Ladarius! Mm-hmm. Hey, Ladarius. If I throw him in there, will he fly? No. Huh? He don't fly. That breed don't fly. Oh, they don't fly? Hey, Ladarius. This is Ladarius. Look at Ladarius. Ladarius Deshaun Matthews. Ladarius Deshaun. Bounce. Do the back end bounce. Back end bounce. Back end bounce. Back end bounce. Woo, 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 woo. Back end bounce. Back end bounce. Woo, woo, woo. Huh, 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 huh. This chicken got more rhythm than you do. Back end bounce. Back end bounce. Woo, woo, woo. Back there. All right, we're going to speed all this up because, Just slide your hand up. Let me see you do it. Oh, she don't got She ain't got no eggs. These two do. Look here. He told me to check your pussy. Sorry, y'all. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay? Yeah. Now, what if he pecked me? She won't. Move now. Let me see. That motherfucker pecked me! Oh, that motherfucker pecked me! Get me the fuck out of here! Motherfucker hit me! That motherfucker pecked me! You know that motherfucker was gonna peck me! Get the... You set me up! Yes, the fuck you did! That fucking chicken pecked me! You do that goddamn chicken! Don't get your eggs out, drop! Lord, she done dropped all my fuck... Look, she done broke them. Look, Miss Patricia. That chicken do not want. Did y'all hear that? Listen. And everybody tell me what y'all heard him say. Patricia. That chicken do not want to be fucking Bob. Lord, she done dropped all my fuck. Look, she done broke them. Look, Miss Patricia. Nick, Patricia. That chicken do not want to be fucking Bob. Lord, she done dropped all my fuck. Look, she done broke them. Look, Miss Patricia. That chicken do not want to be fucking Bob. Lord, she done dropped all my fuck. Look, she done broke them. Look, Miss Patricia. That chicken do not want to be fucking Bob. Lord, she done dropped all my fuck. Look, she done broke them. Look, Miss Patricia. That chicken do not want to be fucking Bob. Y'all, please tell me what he said. Look, she done broke because a lot of people in the comments, nobody heard what he said. That chicken do not want to be fucking Bob. Period. Like, I'm trying to tell you. Mind you, I know this man, and I'm not saying nothing about him being racist or anything else. Because what people fail to realize, like, a person will say, okay, this person is racist because they use the N-word. They might just be used to using the N-word. So I'm not saying that, but I done also heard this same man, and everybody, thinks he's funny. Ha ha ha. I wasn't thinking he was funny when I seen his very first thing, and he told a lady, sit your black ass down. And people be getting very comfortable and this, that, and the third. And again, it could just be the way that he talks. Not saying anything about the man, but I'm telling you that this nigga used nigga on a very often basis because he literally was about to call her ass a nigga. And I heard it. I heard it instantly. Nobody hears this in the comments. It's a whole gang of people just over here laughing and kiki and da 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 da. And I'm saying, so we just gonna ignore the fact that he said nigga? Because he literally said nigga Patricia. How do they not hear that? Anyway, stop ignoring what your spirit already picked up just because other people can't see it. Because guess what? Eventually there's gonna be something that happens. And y'all gonna find out that he says the N-word. And again, I don't care if he say what he wanna say. Because if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But he definitely said nigga Patricia. I replayed that shit 9,000 times. And I sent it to several different people. Some people didn't hear it. Some people did hear it. I know what the fuck I heard, and I know I heard it the first time. So just be mindful that not everybody's gonna hear what you hear. Not everybody is meant to hear what you hear. You're gonna see some shit that not everybody's meant to see. And so just know and understand it be shit like this. Cause if you literally, I can post this, y'all can go look at the comments. Nobody heard that shit. I went through the comments because I was trying to see who the fuck else heard him say nigga. Everybody kicking, ha ha, I love him and Miss Pat together, da 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 da. And again, he could just talk like that. But as we know, in this moment, in this time in history, but ain't nothing going to not tell me that nigga don't say nigga, because I know he say nigga. I heard him say nigga right then and there. But, if he say nigga and people hear it clearly, he could get canceled. But I know the motherfucker, I know he said nigga, and ain't nobody going to tell me that he didn't. I heard it loud and period. Shane said I heard it loud and clear. So the fuck did I? The very first time on replay, like literally, I went back because I said, ain't no way nobody didn't hear him say nigga. But it's a lot of ways. A lot of ways. Some people ain't gonna hear. It's like that blue dress thing. Like how you see a blue dress when it's yellow or gray or whatever the fuck. It's that. Some people is just, I don't know, they're oblivious. And not to say that there's nothing wrong. Excuse me, not to say that there's nothing wrong. It's just that when you see it, it's meant to see it. When you hear it, is when you're meant to hear it. And you're going to be up on some shit that maybe somebody ain't going to be up on. And that's it. That's all. But literally, nobody in their comments heard that shit. Nobody. And I heard it the minute I saw it. I'm saying that don't make no sense. Why are y'all laughing at, y'all didn't hear him say that? Anyway, stop ignoring what your spirit already picked up on just because you can't see it yet. The collecting, because I told you that my very first impression of him was he told a black woman that was walking through his audience, he told her, sit your black ass down. Which instantly rubbed me the fucking wrong way because who the fuck are you talking to? I don't give a fuck. I would have straight cussed this bitch ass out. He knew he ain't really supposed to be saying that, which is why he halted so quickly. Oh yeah, he halted quickly enough to where nobody heard it. Which is, I'm confused. Cause he got the whole nigga Patricia out. He ain't say R, he said A. That's how I know he say nigga. He say it, and he probably says it very often. Cause it just flowed out. Cause that's what I would have said. Nigga, like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you drop the eggs? You see what I'm saying? It's just like speaking. But because he white, of course it would be an issue. But to me, I would just say and keep on fucking going, bitch. Cause that's the way you talk. But it, like I said, I don't have to do with him being racist. Maybe it do. I don't know. But I feel like I know some people just, that's what they just said. Anyway, the collective was learning to protect your energy, question everything. Stop forcing what keeps resisting. Pay attention to patterns. Some people are uncomfortable right now because the masks are slipping, truths are resurfacing, and distractions aren't working like they used to. Because I'm sure that was a slip. Mind you, he covered it up very well because nobody fucking heard it but me. So it ain't went, viral yet. But sooner or later, some people are going to hear it and it's going to get recovered the same way I heard it. And I can almost guarantee you that they're going to know that he said that. And then eventually it'll go viral and then eventually he going to get his ass canceled because, bitch, I heard you say that. Today's reminder, you don't need to shrink yourself to fit into environments that drain your spirit, period, point blank. So a message for the collective. Some of you are standing in the middle of an ending and a beginning at the same time, which, feels the way it feels. You can feel like certain things are shifting, but the full picture hasn't still yet been revealed yet. And that is that in between energy, remember I told you them towers, those endings, and when an ending happens, so does a beginning. It's like a closing out this chapter and starting into a new one. Towers happening, and it's like building from a stable, sturdy ground. KC said, "Yup," because that's the thing. Like, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just telling y'all. But somebody is gonna blow that shit the fuck up, and they're going to literally drag it, and then it's gonna be that. I ain't that guy. All I know is I heard it the first time. I wasn't in the comments chuckling and laughing because I don't find none of the shit that they doing funny. I don't find her funny. I don't find him funny. But sometimes people think in our community just to make a whole ass out of yourself, and then all of a sudden, and I don't know her, so I ain't judging. And like I said, his first impression was that. But furthermore, people just do whatever they doing for the likes, for the energy, and they never think of, oh, this is to the detriment of, the way people treat or look at society as a whole, or you're now making a whole culture look bad because, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. All I know is see it when you see it. You can feel that certain things are shifting, but the full picture still hasn't been revealed yet. That in between energy can feel uncomfortable because part of you wants the answers while another part of you is being taught to trust. And we talked about I trust God from the beginning in the midst of even everything that's, happening and going on. And sometimes we be thinking that, we wanted to go this way. God says it's going this way and we just got to go with the flow, even in the midst of. And so one of the ladies last night, it was a thing like God saying, I know you don't see the change yet, but don't worry, it's on the way. Just if you trust God, know that it's going to happen. So right now, the collective is being reminded, not every closed door is rejection. Not every delay means no. Not every loss is meant for you to break. A lot is being exposed internally and externally. People are seeing situations, relationships, and even themselves more clearly than before. Illusions are becoming harder to maintain, which is also why I said I love the fact that Pope Leo decided to, apologize for their part in slavery, but also it has to go a lot further. So that was a start, and I thank him for that. But also remember, all roads lead to Rome. Rome played a massive part in a lot of the reason why a lot of lands are the way that they are. You have Israel blaming these people for, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, Rome, oh, matter of fact, somebody else said it yesterday and he said it great. So let's see what he got to say. Because as I was listening, I said, I don't know why people don't know this yet. Like, literally, it's easy for anybody. If you go look at history, Rome has done enough to everybody. Where is this man? I know. I hope I say.
The guy that basically made up the Rapture is also the original.
Oh, then they got the man that made up the Rapture. That was pretty funny too. Because the Rapture apparently didn't exist until a certain point in time.
Quick preface on this video that I do not want to harm myself. I absolutely never would. I am a very safe driver. I am scared of going too close to the edge of high balconies, and I have never been known to spontaneously combust.
Ain't it funny that we all have to make these statements beforehand because we know that these people will put you in a grave rather than, being exposed? And mind you, now the conspiracy theories are correct, but mind you, they're dead in a grave and people all actively, work together to call them crazy and this, that, and the third. But now you're finding out that it's all true. But mind you, everybody has to start with statements like this.
I say all of that because I'm talking about who actually kicked the ancient Jews out of Judea. The Zionists would have you believe that it was the ancestors of the current Palestinian, Muslim, Arab population in historic Palestine. But it fucking wasn't. It just wasn't. It was the Romans. A fact that we don't talk enough about, it was the Romans. The reason.
Who sent the colonizers over here? The Romans. Who sent the colonizers everywhere else? The Romans.
And why we call the area some form of Palestine since ancient times is because the Romans came in, committed genocide against the Jewish people, and then renamed the territory Syria Palestina. Palestina? Palestine. You see where it comes from? It wasn't Middle Eastern Islamic peoples coming in and kicking Jewish people off of their lands. No, it was white Europeans coming in and colonizing it. It was.
And I keep telling y'all, the war that they have on people right now is passive aggressive, because what they do is just now enter into an area and they call it a genocide or this and that. All these people enter into the area and now they took a slum and now they done upgraded it. They put some spas there and some equipment and this, that, and the third. And then the white people came in. So now what they're doing is, or the less melanated, because I said I ain't calling y'all white no more. Y'all black too. Y'all just less melanated. Albino breed. Anyway, yeah. So now it's a quiet war that they have, and they just integrate into your system and come over there. And then before long, you realize they done took over, and all the other the melanated people are kicked the fuck out.
White Europeans coming in and killing 2/3 of the Jewish population, committing a genocide against the Jewish population, ethnically cleansing the Jewish population, destroying their religious sites, their sacred texts. But I wonder why Zionists, of all people, don't want you thinking about how bad it was for the Jewish people to have white colonists coming into the land and committing genocide against the people who have been living there for thousands of years. I wonder why Zionists don't want you to draw that parallel to today. Could it be that Zionists themselves are white Europeans coming in to ethnically cleanse and commit genocide against the local populations and suppress the local religions of the region in order to assert their own dominance? Yeah, that is the reason. That's the reason they don't want to talk about it. Because a lot of them came from regions that were occupied by the Roman Empire at that time to come and colonize and commit genocide in that area. That is why they don't want you to think about that historic parallel. Emperor Hadrian came in.
Mind you, even in Australia and places like that, they kicked out the worst of the worst people and sent them over there. Like literally the things that you find out is actually amazing, but then Rome ain't saying nothing. But mind you, they're not alone, because there's so many other different places too. But they seem to be the biggest player in this situation.
And then in their place built statues to himself and Jupiter, not Christ, not Muhammad, Jupiter, and then said, no more is this a Jewish colony. So remember that when Zionists suggest they're taking land back from the people who stole it from them. Because they're actually taking the land from the people who booted out the people who stole it from them in the first place. People who have now been living there for thousands of years. Quick preface on this.
So there's that. Anyway, a lot is being exposed internally and externally. People are seeing situations, relationships, and even themselves more clearly than before. Illusions are becoming harder to maintain. You know what I want to say also for the less melanated people who are actively awake? Thank you for waking up, and also know that it's not your fault. And we don't blame you. At least I don't blame you, because I know it has to be hard to realize like your culture, your people have been the reason for a lot of BS. And so even coming out and saying that is got to be brave all on its own. So I thank you for, even doing that. Same as the Pope. He didn't do it, but I know it's kind of hard to come out and say something like, okay, I've been a part of this group and this is the shit that they have been doing, and I don't want to be, doing that no more. So I know we have to talk about it in order to get past it and expose it in order to get past it, but actively I know it's got to be hard. So do with that information what you will. Illusions are becoming harder to maintain. The message today is to stop abandoning your intuition just to keep others comfortable. If your spirit feels drained every time you enter into a space, pay attention. If something keeps showing up inconsistency or showing up inconsistent, pay attention. If your inner voice keeps repeating the same warning, pay attention. The collective is learning how to protect your peace, move with intention, release control, stop settling for less than alignment, because that's important. Some blessings will require distance from chaos before they can fully arrive. And this is why you have to pay attention to your body, your energy, what is happening around you. So today's energy says you are not behind, you're not forgotten, and what is meant for you will not pass you by. So, God, today we ask for peace in a world filled with noise and confusion. Help us to quiet our minds long enough to hear what truly matters. Give us discernment to recognize what is aligned for us and strength to walk away from what no longer serves our spirit. Protect us from negativity, manipulation, fear, and anything sent to distract us from our purpose. Heal the parts of us that still carry pain, disappointment, and exhaustion. Replace anxiety with calm, fear with faith, and uncertainty with trust. Guide the collective towards truth, wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Help us move with love instead of ego, patience instead of anger, and clarity instead of confusion. For those that feel lost, remind them that they are not alone. For those that feel tired, renew their strength. For those waiting on change, remind them that growth often happens before results are visible. May doors that are meant for us open naturally, and may what is not aligned fall away without destruction. Protect our minds, our homes, our loved ones, and our futures. Let today bring peace, divine timing, unexpected blessings, and confirmation that we're still being guided even when life feels uncertain. Amen. So, with that being said, um, conversations feel shorter. So standing in a weird in between place. You may not want to talk to the same people the same way you used to, want to talk to them. Energy feels distant. No longer excited about, people, places, and things as you were before. You have officially ended it, but emotionally you still feel a shift. And so that's a lot of things that a lot of people probably still feeling this or feeling that way. At the same time, you might start meeting new people or craving peace you never used to prioritize. And that's the beginning, trying to enter while the ending is still lingering. So I be feeling that sometimes. And so that was one of the things that was important to me. Like still in the midst of what I'm going through, but also actively seeing that there's other stuff that's happening. New people trying to enter, new opportunities, new situations, new whatever. And I can accept what I can accept, or I can take what I want to take or not. You know what I'm saying? And so far, I just been watching people, how people, move. And the funny part about now, in the midst of like the ending and the beginning, it's like, um, so I got somebody that is on my my Twitch, right? That is talking to me, but and it makes me laugh. But in the grand scheme of things, their approach probably ain't gonna be the thing that gets it, because people talking to me about sex, but yet I'm not there. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is this, sex is important in relationships and this, that, and the third. But if you target me directly talking to me about sex, like you ain't talk to me, like what I'm gonna get for that? What's the benefit in me giving you sex? What's the benefit? Like, how is this going to enhance my life? Because to me, it sounds like, Jerome room when I'm out here actively fighting for my life and you saying, I know what's going to heal you, this dick. No, like you ain't offering me nothing. You ain't trying to figure out. You're not actively trying to help me enhance my life. You're just trying to give me dick. You see what I'm saying? And so to me, it don't look appealing. Like it's funny that the person is saying whatever they're saying, whatever, whatever. But in my mind, it's not even a thought process because your approach is fucked up. Not how I'm going to help her become better. Not how like dick ain't going to help me become better. The dick is probably tainted by whatever it is you've been doing this whole entire time with whoever else you've been doing it with this whole entire time. Like to me, that's all an automatic red flag. And although it feel good to know that okay, you still may got it, this, that, and the third, but I don't think I'm ever gonna lose it because as long as I got a pussy or as long as I got ass, the nigga gonna want to hit it. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter. I could look like a troll in the face. Thank God I don't. But even trolls get dick. See what I'm saying? Do with that energy or that information what you will. Sorry for the language. Either way, that's the fact of the matter. So you're still at a job, but you're mentally checked out. You may want to start your own business or something of that nature. You could be actively being told to start your own business or to do something different. You want to quit, but you don't know how you're going to, make ends meet. So that's also another thing. You keep thinking, I can't do this much longer. You're applying elsewhere or dreaming of something different. Nothing has changed on paper, but internally, you've already left that version of your life. Identity shifts. You stop enjoying the same old things. Old friends don't feel the same. Social media doesn't hit the same. Your interests are changing. You're not fully new you yet, but the old you doesn't fit either. So it's also like going back to the other thing because I don't know why it's important, but sex is important to people. Um, the conversation of that, I think all conversations need to be had. So even if it is a new situation, a person that is talking to me, right? Because I said contract, so a new contract. What contract? What do you have with this person? Because also in the process, I told you from the beginning, I'm gonna know whether or not I like you in 32 days, right? And so, for all intents purposes, contract 32 days. What you want out of me in 32 days? What I need out of you in 32 days. That way, what's the saying? Swindle, swap, no swindle or something. A fair trade, whatever it is, right? But also, it is if it's going to be beneficial. You know what I'm saying, for you or anybody else. Um, and people at this point in time will be like, well, oh, a person's using you for this, that, or the third, or you're using them for, this, that, or the third. Meanwhile, not their business. And if it works out for you and it works out for them, it don't matter. So it's like things that are not non-traditional also, even swap, no swindle. Yeah, period. If it works out for you and them, it don't matter who says what. Mind you, certain things are just not people's business. So that's another thing you have to be mindful that also it could be the equivalent of that. Some things ain't their business. So the in between is uncomfortable because you want answers, but you're being taught to trust the situation. So this new phase is where you want clarity now, you want a sign, you want confirmation, but life is basically saying move differently without full visibility. So I don't know who this is. I don't know who the people are. I don't know who some of the half the people that's trying to talk to me right now because I told you my inbox for some reason is jumping. A lot of times, what I do is I just delete it. You see what I'm saying? Because honestly, even the way they start off ain't it for me. Because to me, it's like I'm grown and I'm beyond the, you can kind of, okay, I get it. You may want to go to dinner to, kind of relate to, this, that, and the third. But, and that could be important. But I just don't want nobody in my energy that like you don't even qualify. I don't qualify for you. You see what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I can tell you I don't qualify because I'm not for the bullshit. I'm literally gonna call you on your shit every time. If your feelings are gonna get hurt easily and you still are at the point where you don't know how to act, I'm gonna tell you that. And so I'm not gonna be like, I'm not a yes man. And I don't want yes men. I'm on a pattern on a pathway of growth and elevation in my life. And that was another thing. It was showing, did I say that yesterday too? Because it was another thing about another ladder. And every ladder is elevation and growth. And that's the part where I don't think people realize, like, that's the significance of the DNA. It's acceleration into a higher you. The ladder that you climb to get higher. But it's all connected to knowledge and understanding. So whether it be of yourself or whether or not it be of society or whether or not it be of just the situation, that's what it is. So do with that information what you will. Not every door closed. Oh, hold on. You're trying to decide if you should leave a situation, but no clear proof it's bad enough. No clear sign telling you to stay. So you sit in confusion, but your intuition is already speaking about, whatever is happening, whatever, everything that you see. The reminders are not every closed door is a rejection. So you didn't get the apartment that you wanted. There's probably a bigger and better one on the way, something different, a different situation. You didn't get accepted into something. And sometimes we be selling ourselves short because we just need what we need at the time. Meanwhile, we don't have to take the first thing smoking. But sometimes it just be the feeling like, okay, if I don't take this, then I'm not going to get anything else. And, da 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 da. Stop speaking to yourself like that. So later you find out it would have been expensive, stressful, or not aligned. That be the thing. So not every delay means no. So a job takes forever to respond. A plan keeps getting pushed back. Something should have happened already by now, but the time and delay forces you to grow, prepare, or end up somewhere better suited. And sometimes we have to be mindful that God wants better for us than we even want for ourselves sometimes. And I told y'all, with that being said, about a house that, at one point in time I was trying to get into this house, and I ended up falling through on the same day of me going to closing. All I had to do was wait a couple more months. Mind you, God put me in a better house than I even would have, even thought of. But I wanted what I wanted at the time. I felt sad, didn't know, what to do. Thought that, it was just the worst thing under the sun, but I just needed to wait. Um, and then I saw that later. And again, that'd be the thing. We don't see it until it starts to starts to reveal itself. And then we be like, oh, that's why this didn't happen. Or oh, that's why that didn't happen. You see what I'm saying? But then it's like during the time when it's happening, we don't want to hear that shit. We just know that it's not happening the way we want it to happen, and we feel how we feel. I mean, that's a human response, I guess. But also, or a natural response. But is it a faithful response? I mean, maybe yes and no. I don't know. Losing a friend group that felt normal but not real. Remember, I told you earlier already, I never thought that I would have to live without two people that I'm living perfectly fine without. I still be telling y'all shit. Either way, go with what is there, and until some new people show up to where I feel comfortable and I can just do whatever I need to do, with those people, then that's, something different. As of now, it's just me, myself, and I. Losing relationships that drained you. Listen, one time in the same exact scenario, the didn't know how I was gonna live without them, but guess what? It was a full relief because I don't gotta cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner unless the fuck I want to. I don't have to wash nobody's stuff. I don't have to clean up behind nobody. I don't have to clean up nothing if I don't want to, because guess what? It's just me, myself, and I. When there's people around, you got to make sure this is good. You got to make sure this is good. You got to make sure that's good. And it's beautiful when it is somebody that you want to be around and they want to be around you. Reciprocation. It's stressful when somebody talking a whole lot and you starting to realize you don't really like that person, or the person treating you like they don't really fucking like you. But yet now you still got to do, put on the good foot every fucking day. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. That's a lot. Losing access to something that you thought you needed. At first it hurts, but later you realize it clears space for peace. Cause y'all hear how quiet it is in this bitch? And it ain't no arguing. Like, ain't nothing. People be mad because you be happy. And that's a fucking crazy ass thing. Not Rick James. Period. Hey, Rick James. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Illusions are breaking. This is when people start seeing things clearly. You realize someone wasn't consistent, just charming. You notice patterns you ignored before. You finally see your own boundaries being crossed. And sometimes we be crossing our own fucking boundaries for these people. Like it's a fog lifter. And sometimes we have to realize, like, they was pushing it the whole fucking time anyway. So stop abandoning your intuition to keep other people comfortable. So you feel something is off about somebody, but you ignore it so you don't seem judgmental. Let me tell y'all, I'm going to tell y'all these first three things, and I'm going to tell y'all this story about this lady. You stay in a situation longer because you don't want to disappoint anyone. and you say yes when your whole body is saying no. Your intuition is your early warning system. It speaks up before proof shows up. So yesterday I was just scrolling, minding my own business, and this lady came to tell a story, and she said that there was this man that said he was feeling betrayed by his wife. And let me tell you why he was feeling betrayed by his wife. So he goes to the doctor. His side piece calls him and tells him that she got diagnosed with a house in Virginia. Okay. And so he goes and he gets tested and he gets diagnosed with a house in Virginia. Okay. HIV. Anyway, long story short, he got to go tell his wife now that he got a house in Virginia. Right. And the wife proceeds to tell him, I've been on PrEP. And now he's feeling like he was lied to. Now, nigga, you was out cheating, lying, and everything else. You done caught what you done caught. You done contracted this, and now you're mad at her because she protected herself from you. People just don't know how to take accountability. And 9 times out of 10, you be knowing when people be doing stuff. And the fact of the matter is that a lady felt like she had to go get on PrEP from her husband. And now he's mad that he didn't give her that what he got. Y'all, people are fucking like losing it out here in these streets. Like, cause that's some crazy ass shit. How you feel like you've been slighted? You now, the issue is her and not you being out doing what you was doing. But this is how people will look at it. Pay attention to patterns. If you keep feeling drained after talking to someone, confused after conversations, uneasy, but can't explain why, that repetition is the information. Point blank, period. So what the collective is learning, protect your peace. Not everyone gets full access to your energy anymore. Protect your peace, please and thank you. Move with intention. Stop doing things just to fill space. When you're bored, go find you something safe to do. Don't just be out here letting people play with your life all reckless. Release control. You don't need all the answers to move forward, and you don't have to control every situation all the time. Control what you can control, and everything else give it to God. So stop settling. Comfort is not the same as alignment, and period. Katrina said, when it's something about a person that I can't quite put my finger on, I just steer clear. I'm definitely trying to be Columbo, Matlock, and Perry Mason in the process and end up finding out in periods. Chief Fumi, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Love you. Hope you having the day that you deserve, and so do I. And so will I. All right, so we going back. Katrina, I know that's right, because honey, listen, the fact that the nigga is mad and acting as if he mad that he didn't give me what he like that right there would piss me off, because nigga, you didn't want nothing good for me anyway. Because who the hell do you think you are to feel sad because I protected myself because I knew I couldn't trust your ass? That's crazy. Some blessings require distance from chaos. You finally get clarity in a relationship after you leave. I did that. Definitely happened. Person didn't want no good for you or anything, and here you out here being a sucker for a love ass, Because I be loving y'all. I like love. I love love. I love good love. Because love is amazing. Like, I can feel it in my spirit. Y'all hear that? I got my window open and ain't got no screen in it, so I gotta make sure ain't nothing gonna come through. And it's a raccoon around here. And they said these animals got, rabies and shit, and I don't want nothing to jump through my damn window. But it's hot in here. You start thriving in your career after quitting a toxic environment. After quitting the toxic environment, period. You meet better people after removing the draining ones. That's what I'm praying for. But right now, God been keeping everybody away from me because people just ain't showing up the way they need to be showing up. It's crazy. Sometimes the blessing isn't coming closer. It's when you finally step out of what was blocking it. Those people, places, and things, those situations that are not meant for you to be around. Anyway, so just wanted to let y'all know you're not too late. You're not confused without reason. You're not stuck. You're transitioning. And what's meant for you doesn't require for you to fight for it endlessly. Shrink yourself or ignore your inner voice just to keep it. It aligns, it flows, and it stays. So with that being said, that's the message. Hopefully it helps. Thank you guys for being here. I love y'all. Make sure you always go with God. If you wish to donate towards my channel, superstars, super stickers, super chats, always welcome. The link to my GoFundMe and it's updated is up there. It is about my house. So if you can potentially donate, then please do. If you can't, at least share it, please. And I would appreciate it. My Cash App is also there. So if you feel led to help me on my journey, I would appreciate it. And I thank everybody that has already helped and donated. And with that being said, go with God.